What's going on, everyone? So yesterday, D'Angelo Russell supposedly posted and then deleted this Control What You Can Control 101, which, of course, caused a just rumor mill to start to circle of like, does this mean he's getting traded? Does this mean something happened? What's the deal? What is going on? Right? This is like classic D'Lo. He actually has done a very good job this season of not posting the cryptic tweets and then deleting them. Like, this is something that he did like once a week. So it was eventually it reached a point where it kind of lost its luster. But the fact that he did this kind of randomly out of the blue, I think is very interesting, right? Because he has been very heavily in the trade rumors, in the trade mill, and lo and behold, you get this. Also, I think it's interesting that Quincy Olivari played last night. Now, it was like incredibly small minutes. Like, he didn't play, 20, 30 minutes. But the reason I think it's interesting that they played Quincy Olivari, you could argue that, well, they didn't have LeBron, they didn't have Austin Reeves. Well, they didn't bring Quincy in when they didn't have D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, which would have made a lot of sense, right? I get, LeBron, he's more on ball, more high usage, but, you had Gabe Vincent, you had D'Angelo Russell come off the bench, right? Like, Quincy Olivari wasn't going to handle the ball much. And of course, when he was in the game, he didn't handle the ball much. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I thought it was odd that they finally brought in Quincy Olivari. And then you add that. Again, could just be, hey, they finally wanted to give a look to Quincy, which finally, I'm glad that they finally got him out the court. I wish that we would have gotten to see him a little more. I wish we would have gotten a couple more minutes of him rather than what we got, which was, like, what do you play, 7 minutes? Like, 6 minutes. That's a little disappointing to me. I would have liked to see him play some more meaningful minutes, and he just didn't get that. But, it is what it is. D'Angelo Russell, on the other hand, actually had an incredible game. Look, I've talked about this before. Like, every time LeBron sits, D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura light it up. Why? Because Rui Hachimura gets to play his natural position, which is the 4. He is a 4, right? What did he play last night? He played the 4. And D'Angelo Russell gets to be on ball and play as the point guard and operate as the point guard. So, of course, he had a double-double and a very good double-double. And he was confident and hitting threes and, getting to the basket and getting to the teeth of the defense and running two-man games and all that stuff, right? D'Angelo Russell, when he gets the opportunity, we've seen what he can do, right? Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that the Lakers aren't going to look to trade D'Lo or anything like that. And it is the Portland Trail Blazers. Lakers do still have some needs, right? They still have some real concerns. And look, the Lakers aren't better without LeBron James, right? Like, people try to use these moments and go, see, look, Lakers don't need LeBron, trade LeBron. Like, let's calm down, right? Like, it just, again, when guys get to play their natural position and get to play more on ball, like, things are different, right? And on any given night, a role guy can step up and, hit shots and do whatever. I mean, we saw the Lakers beat Boston last year in Boston without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Are the Lakers better without LeBron James and Anthony Davis? Absolutely not, right? You can have good moments, you can have good nights. And look, guys have to step up, right? Guys usually have to step up when you don't have a star. That's why I wanted the Lakers to rest LeBron. That's why I wanted to see the Lakers, hey, like, let's cool it. Let LeBron kind of get a week's worth of rest. And then, force other guys to have to get into a rhythm, get into a flow, play a certain way. And you saw that, right? And I'm very glad. But I do think it's very interesting that we got that news from D'Angelo Russell. And then, D'Lo goes out and balls out the way that he did last night, right? Like, it's just little, just kind of raises the eyebrows, right? Because, look, I don't think there's anything D'Lo can do that is going to change him being traded. Like, I will be pretty surprised if he is still a Laker come the trade deadline, right? I mean, he could average 30 and 12 or 30 and 14 or whatever it was. Like, he can average whatever he wants every night, and I don't think it matters. Like, that could be his norm, and I don't think it changes, right? Because, like, there's still the playoff concerns. There's still, like, the Lakers have several needs that need to be addressed, that the only way you're going to be able to address it is by trading some guys. And D'Lo also has your highest tradable salary. Oh, and he's an expiring contract, which will be incredibly valuable come the trade deadline, right? Like there's multiple things here beyond just like the, D'Lo needs to be traded thing, right? And again, I thought that this was a nice little balanced attack. I really liked what we saw from D'Angelo Russell. I thought D'Lo had an excellent game, but I think it's a pretty safe bet that D'Angelo Russell is going to be playing for another team come the trade deadline. But I do think him coming off the bench and buying in, something I've talked about before, right? Like him doing that, I think will give him some real longevity, right? Like you've seen with Russell Westbrook, for example, right? Because D'Angelo Russell is a guy that can shoot, can make plays, right? Not a great defender or anything like that, but he is a guy that in a pinch, right, particularly off the bench, there's a lot of teams, most teams don't need a starting point guard. Most teams already have their starting point guard. But a playmaker off the bench, I mean, Denver, that's one of the reasons why they got Russell Westbrook, because they wanted somebody, they needed that playmaking, they needed that ability. Obviously, his defense is big, but there's a lot of teams that would love to have a guy like D'Lo off the bench that can play on ball, that can play off ball, that can get hot at any moment and, win you a game by himself, right? Like a guy that can just light it up and on any given night give you 5, 6, 7, 8 threes, right? Like there's very few guys that can do that with some regularity like we saw last year. Now, question is, can he, is this the beginning of him getting back to that? Because this same thing happened last year, right? Literally, the same thing happened last year. D'Lo had his struggles the first 20 games. And then he had that game where he had I think it was 27 or something like that, and just lit it up. And I think LeBron missed that game too, if I'm not mistaken. And then he just ended up having a historically great season after that. So it'd be nice if this is kind of the beginning. Because look, like I've said, right, we need to trade D'Lo without a doubt. But until we do trade D'Lo, you need the best version of D'Lo possible. You need the best version that you can possibly have of D'Angelo Russell, right? There's no ands, ifs, buts about it. You need it, right? If D'Lo can give you 30 and you need that version. Whatever version is the best version of D'Lo with LeBron and AD and everything, that's the version you need. Because, again, you need to win games, right? As long as we can kind of keep pace and stay in front, it's good, right? That's what you want to do. You want to keep staying pace, right? I don't like that we were coming off a 3-game losing streak, but now we're 13-11, right? You finally start gaining a little pace here, and hopefully you can kind of get back into the winner's circle, rattle off a couple games here, and just make it easier to be patient, right? Luckily, the Lakers got some rest, right? They don't play again till the 13th, so you literally have 4 days from the time of this video. So you don't play again till the 13th. Then you get a day off, play the 15th, and then you get another 4 days off. So Lakers are going to get a lot of rest in this next 2-week span, which I think is very important, right? Reeves got a bunch of rest. LeBron is going to get a bunch of rest. I think this is needed, right? And then if you can rattle off and get that Timberwolves, Grizzlies, you play the Kings 3 times coming up, right? It's going to be crazy. Got some games here, right? But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? What do you think of this little, this little, deleted tweet? Or do you think that, nah, it's nothing. He probably was talking about something else. It's just weird that he deleted it, but he also might have deleted it just because all the speculation, and he knows that stuff runs rampant, and he probably didn't want it to be a distraction, didn't want people thinking it was about the Lakers, and it might have been something, completely unrelated, completely irrelevant. Also, do you feel that, yes, you agree, we need the best version of D'Lo between now and the trade deadline, right? Or whenever we decide to trade D'Angelo Russell? Because look, like I said, I think no matter what, D'Lo is going to be traded. I think no matter what, D'Lo is going to be gone. D'Lo could basically average the rest of the season what he just put up last night, and I don't think it matters. And he had an incredible game. But I just, the Lakers know, we all know, right? Playoff concerns, on top of the playoff concerns, we just have so many needs, right? You need a two-way wing, you need a two-way guard, you need a backup center, right? You need 3 or 4 pieces here. You know, I do like D'Lo. If you were able to get those guys without having to sell D'Lo, then fine, keep D'Lo. But unfortunately, he's your highest contract, and you're gonna have to sell him. But anyway, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it. So let me know either way down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.